National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
The Heat won last night. The Miami Hurricanes play for a national title at home in just 5 days. And today is a historic day in South Florida. Can't wait.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking. You can always listen to us live on your smart speaker. Tell it to play ESPN 106.3. You can listen to us on the ESPN South Florida app. I love it. I absolutely love it when you stream us on video at ESPN South Florida as well. It's a good view. Something nice to put on in the background in the home. Maybe you're tidying up for the new year a little bit. You know, maybe you're a work from home type person and you like to tap in on the latest in sports, specifically from South Florida. Throw us up there on the TV screen. You got the YouTube app. It's a fun time because then you also get to see not only my smiling face, sometimes Tina Costanza in the happy hour, but you also get to be delighted by C-Katt, who's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and he's sporting a salmon shirt today. Salmon.
The golf day for your boy.
Yeah. Oh, you golfed today.
I played golf, and boy, did I.
Yeah.
I played that golf better than I've quite literally ever played that golf before.
Best score? Can I guess your oh.
Yeah.
Did you do it already? Your New Year's resolution? Nah, that would have been crazy.
No, I didn't get my New Year's resolution, but I did get my personal best.
Personal best? Can I guess it? What was your personal best before this? A 90, right?
Yes.
All right. I am going to guess that you 88. 86. 87. Let's go. All right.
Yeah, man.
Knock 3 shots off of that thing.
Dude, it was only my second time ever seeing the back nine of this course, third time ever seeing the front nine of this course, and at Village Golf Club in Royal Palm Beach, I shot an 87 playing as a single paired with a wonderful elderly Asian couple, Wei and Kim at 7:45 a.m.
Why'd you say oh no?
I almost forgot Kim's name. I didn't want to forget Kim's name.
You audibly said oh no, though. Kim knows you forgot her name, and so does Wei.
No. I posted a picture of the threesome that went out. It's on my Instagram at C-Katt Sports. And I never ask for pictures. I rarely actually interact with people. But this was such a joyous occasion. I had my personal best golf round, and I had to capture the moment with a picture. So I got a selfie with him on the 18th green.
I noticed that. Now I'm curious. Why did you feel so delighted, so joyful that you felt it necessary? In the midst of everything, it was necessary that you stopped and snapped a selfie with him. I couldn't even get you to take a picture on the field of the national semifinal of the college football 12-team playoff when your alma mater, Penn State, was taking on Notre Dame. And it wasn't like you were sad because y'all had lost. This was pregame. You had your feet on the grass at the Rock. I couldn't get you to take a picture then, but you decided to take a picture after this round of golf.
You got to understand, Theo, it is in season in South Florida, which for many people is a great thing for golf. It's a fantastic thing for golf. They snowbird down from the Northeast, down from the Midwest, and they can play golf 12 months a year thanks to our wonderful climate. But for those that live here 12 months a year, it's a bad thing when you're in season for your golf game because the prices go up, the availability goes down, and honestly, my scores have struggled because of that. It's expensive to consistently play this time of year, so I only play about once a week if I'm lucky. So I look at my past rounds, and they were weak. 104, 103, 101. That's not what I was getting used to. No. So when I rolled up to Village Golf Club in Royal Palm Beach and I fired a freaking 87.
Pretty good.
I couldn't contain myself. I was jumping for joy. We were group hugging on the 18th green.
What did they shoot? Did you beat them?
They were old. Like, I don't know why Way was playing on the tee box I was playing on, but he was. You know, they were having a good time too.
Okay. That's good. But so you beat them, is what you're saying.
We weren't competing.
You're not competing? You kind of were competing. In the back of you, you're like, you were competing against the course yourself.
I was, seriously. If they were comparable, yes, I would in the back of my head be competing, but no, that wouldn't come to that. But I will say, when we were on like this 12th hole, you're gonna think I'm lying when I say this.
Uh-oh.
Way comes up to me while we're waiting for the group ahead of us to finish up on the green. He goes, "You a scratch golfer?" Come on, what? What?
What a glaze. What a glaze from Way. That's
I know.
And he went out of his way to say that.
He went out of his way to do that, and I went out of my way. I obviously was taken aback.
Yeah.
I knew I was playing well that day, but I didn't think I would ever be mistaken for a scratch golfer.
Wow.
And I immediately denied all of that credit he was trying to give me.
You have to. Even scratch golfers do that, though. They're like, come on now.
So I pull my phone out, and I show him, like, dude, like this is what I normally shoot. I'm like strolling through all my scores the past several weeks. Like, no, I'm not a scratch golfer.
Wow.
You caught me on the best round of my freaking life. No birdies. No
birdies, too.
No,
Damn.
just par.
Just killing
good
it.
golf, man.
All right. Well, C-Katt, man. The cat is back, man. You must. Yeah. Kaiser's paying off.
KaiserGolfCenter.com. That's why they do like the Spotify Wrapped?
Yeah.
That I have on my like golf score app that's keep track of all my stats. It told me how much I improved. And with 6 months of Kaiser, I did the whole year, but my handicap lowered like 13 strokes.
Wow.
And that's only with 6 months of Kaiser. Imagine if I started with 12 months of Kaiser Golf Center, I might have been breaking 80 at this point.
Yeah. I'm kind of afraid for how good your golf game will get. Going like 2026 will be a full year more of Kaiser Golf Center.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Shout out Coach Pete. Sorry to take over the show. I had to get it off my chest. I was beaming.
Well, that partially is the Kaiser Golf Coaching Center, right? Mm-hmm. The other part of that is last night you had a conversation with Tiger Woods.
I was going to wait for you to bring it up because I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, you can't bring it up yourself. Last night, you, C-Katt, here with ESPN South Florida, is this your first conversation with Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually was a fly in the wall for Tiger Woods and his interactions with his son, Charlie.
Okay.
Who, of course, goes to school in the area and is an aspiring pro golfer in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Of course, Tiger's birthday party's coming up. Exclusive, 300-person. I thought about bringing that up and being a little bit cheeky with it. Like, Tiger, like, what a guy got to do to get an invite?
Right.
You know, one of those, but... Once those bright lights are on, Once those bright lights are on you and you've got Big Cat staring you down at the press conference, you try not to have a voice crack.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
Then he's going to pounce. Like, he noticed that voice crack, he's going to kill your question. He'll scoff at you.
And I'm going to tease this. I did ask Tiger.
Oh, you're stumbling just thinking about it.
Gee Wilkers,
It's got you hot and bothered over there in the cat cave.
I'll play the audio later in the show. But I did ask Tiger a question last night after he took a hard-fought loss to the New York Golf Club at TGL, match number 3 of the season. And
as a fellow person who has had conversations, plural for me, a couple of conversations with the one and only Tiger Woods, I will say he is one of the few sports figures where he has that aura. He still has that. Like, there's a lot of guys, I wouldn't even feel that intense asking LeBron a question. And that's no shot. That's no shot at LeBron.
Yeah, you get a lot of LeBron.
Yeah.
So where in the day of social media, it's not that exclusive.
It's tough. It's hard. Like, Michael Jordan still has that. Like the greats of the game. But there's also some guys that aren't even the greats. Like, I don't know if I would be that, if it would take me that aback for Tom Brady. I think I'll be just chopping it up with Tom Brady. The overexposure hurts the amount of, like,
the gravity of those interactions.
Yeah. You don't get Tiger. That's why TGL is so awesome. And for those who haven't experienced TGL at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Tuesdays where you get to watch the best golfers of the world take on virtual golf right in front of your eyes, and you get to heckle them or cheer for them or whatever. Like, it's an awesome experience for you to see for the first time. You don't have to follow them around in those big crowds where you can't even get near them. No, you sit in place. and they come around back and forth to you. But also for us media members who get to cover it, like that's why we have our ass planted in those seats every single time we have a chance to, because not only do we get that interaction to see them playing it at the highest level, but then afterwards you get to go into the press conference room and have a much more intimate conversation with them than any other time in golf.
And like, not to do a live read right now, but
That's fine.
in TGL, like they gave you the headphones, right? Like, so you can actually listen in to the conversations of these professional golfers and Tiger Woods. Like, he is still rehabbing from his injury, but he is now like the coach of Jupiter Lynx, the team that he was on last year. And like, those mics don't cut out. So you are hearing R-rated Tiger, R-rated Max Homa. You are a fly on the wall for them for 2 hours, uninterrupted, uncensored, and you get everything. Like, I was in the SoFi Center last night with headphones on, just overhearing him chop it up with Akshay Bhatia and Kevin Kisner, giving them crap, calling stuff BS when there was a ruling that went their way, and they're not censoring themselves. It was really cool at how they've changed TGL Season 2, so where you have no barrier to entry to those conversations.
So there were 3 things that inspired C-Katt's round where he struck a personal best 87 this morning. One of them was the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, which has literally trained his play. The other was his conversation with Tiger Woods last night before this morning's golf round, which you'll hear a little bit later on here on Theoretically Speaking. The third one was the club from Chris from Tequesta, who tells you congratulations.
Hey, on the 18th hole, he gave me a 5-wood. I started my request out to our fans. I need a 56-degree wedge. That's what I'm looking for here. No luck on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not buying a new club. That's just not my style. Chris said, hey, I've got your 56, and I'll do you one better. I got some other clubs too. He told me this 5-wood was his secret weapon, and like, he gave that one to me. And that is what saved my entire round on 18. I topped my drive. I'm like 70 yards in front of the tee box in a par 5, kind of worried about an impending collapse. Like, you can really mess up a par 5, especially when there's water on both sides of the hole on this par 5. And I took out that trusty Chris from Tequesta 5-wood, which I've never used before in a round until that swing right there. Bam. Piped it 215, got me back into scoring range, and I saved the round because of Chris and Tequesta. It was crazy.
That's what I'm talking about, dog.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the way you want to start your morning. I wonder why you were so jovial and happy today.
I was.
Like, your cat is the curmudgeon of the office, if people don't know. Like, he loves to humble people. He sometimes can be a bit grumpy. Sometimes you'll walk into the cat cave and he won't even acknowledge you, and he does it purposefully. It's intentional. He likes to be, a thorn in people's sides. But today, this guy's jolly, slapping folks on the butt, and I thought you were Mike Rizzo. Mike Rizzo.
I didn't even bring up the fact that we had a company-wide content meeting and Theo was 25 minutes late and stumbled on into it. Didn't even bring that up. Didn't show that it bothered me. No.
I'm sure Evan Cohen will bring it up. He's joining us a little later on, as he's the one that leads those content meetings. He's going to join us from Unsportsmanlike around 2:30. I want to get his thoughts on something, though, C-Katt, because as we bask in the joy and the beauty that was your round where you hit your personal best 87 this morning, there is a South Florida football team that needs to make its personal best when it comes to a coaching hire this offseason in the Miami Dolphins, and they have literally zero room for error. We talked about this last week, that at the time there were 8 NFL openings. Now there are 9 NFL head coaching openings. And the Miami Dolphins rank last on most people's list as an attractive destination for a head coach. Why is that? Not only do they not have the quarterback position figured out, they also have Tua Tagovailoa under contract for $53 million next year, and it's going to be, a little unsavory to get out of that deal either way if you wait a season and cut him or if you try to trade him. It's just an ugly situation at the most important position in all of sports. What else do the Dolphins have? Well, it's not like they have a heap of picks over the next few years to pick from because, well, the team not only hasn't drafted so well, but they also recently lost a first-round pick thanks to Stephen Ross. Oh, at least they have a heap of young players to build around. Not necessarily. This is not a roster that is rich with talent. Jalen Waddle may seem young. You might feel like he's newer or a fresher addition or piece. He's getting a little long in the tooth, when it comes to a wide receiver that hasn't broken out yet as a top dog wide receiver one. Tyreek Hill, still technically on this roster. Devon Achane, probably the best offensive weapon you have. And there's still an offensive line that they're going to have to rebuild. That defense is full of a bunch of question marks, right? A lot of guys that are either no names or guys that have not literally made their mark in the NFL yet because they haven't gotten a chance to play. They've been behind guys. You lost a lot of starters last year, and you're going to have to start from scratch. And the Dolphins have a new general manager. And in a season in which it would be nice to have a high draft pick based on how poorly the Dolphins played, they literally played themselves out of not just a top 5 or a top 10 pick. They're picking, 13th in this NFL draft? The Dolphins are in no man's land. They need to make a hire at head coach that will pull them out from that place. And when I think about teams that have been in no man's land, really, really good, but not good enough, really bad, but just bad enough to win 6 or 7 games, but not bottom out all the way, I think about what the Chicago Bears have felt like. They've also been in quarterback purgatory for quite some time. They've also been a city and a franchise that literally has started to expect to be let down until Ben Johnson came. And the Miami Dolphins, I don't think there's a that is available. Most of the top dogs right now in the market are the Mike Tomlins, the John Harbaughs. I've even seen Mike McCarthy's name floated out there. There's a lot of retreads, Cliff Kingsbury. There's a lot of retreads and guys that are known commodities, but you're hoping they can be the guy that's right for your culture, for your fit. There's no Ben Johnson hire out there right now. But when I look at what happened this last offseason and how the Bears turned everything around and now they are playing in the divisional round against the LA Rams, and Caleb Williams looks like the generational talent that he was promised to be. I believe in his last 6 or 7 games, he's 20 touchdowns and just 4 turnovers. The Bears are rolling, and they're 1 win away from the NFC Championship game. The Miami Dolphins need their Ben Johnson. And C-Katt, would it shock you if I told you they already had him?
I don't know about that.
No, I'm not talking about Mike McDaniel.
Huh?
I'm talking about Ben Johnson.
Oh.
Ben Johnson has been associated with the Dolphins more than he's been associated with any other NFL team in his career. He was actually an assistant for the Dolphins from like 2012 to 2018 on the offensive side. He coached under Gase. He coached under Dan Campbell when he was an interim head coach for the Dolphins, and another entire iteration of a coaching staff for Miami. In fact, before he got to the Lions and became a member of Dan Campbell's staff once he was hired, this was a Dolphins guy through and through. And I'm not saying that to say that the Miami Dolphins are going to have any shot at getting a guy like Ben Johnson, who has firmly cemented himself as not only a coach of the year leading candidate this year, but also as maybe the guy that is going to be in Chicago for the next 10 to 15 years. I know the NFL is an uncertain place, but damn it, year one, you make this kind of noise and you have a quarterback just in his second year, you have a real runway to make some real damage in the NFC North and in that conference in general. No. The Miami Dolphins need a guy that can set a culture, set some traditions, and reset the stage for what being a Miami Dolphin is. And the reason I bring this up is because I saw who the Dolphins are likely after right now. Maybe the single greatest coach in the history of the Miami Dolphins. I mean, it's not even debatable. It's Don Shula. Don Shula, in fact, led the Dolphins on this day 50-some-odd years ago, January 14, 1973. Don Shula led the Dolphins to their first ever Super Bowl win, 14-7 over the Washington Redskins, capping the only perfect season in the history of the NFL. That was today, January 14th, 1973. And as the Dolphins stand as one of the 9 NFL teams who are looking for their next Ben Johnson, for their next Liam Cohen, for their next leader that can take them into the future and make something shake out of really a shakeless, motionless situation, one of the leading candidates is Don Shula's grandson, Chris Shula, who is the defensive coordinator right now for the LA Rams, who will be posed with trying to stop Ben Johnson and his Bears offense this weekend if they want a chance to make it to the NFC Championship game. I bring all of this up, not to just say this is some like ironic coincidence, not to just say, oh, you researched a couple facts and all this stuff lined up. What a convenient day to bring it up on Theoretically Speaking. No, I bring all of this up to say, what if Chris Shula is that guy? What if everybody's been concerned with what the future of the franchise is going to look like, who this new GM is that they're bringing in, who's coming from the Green Bay Packers, John Eric Sullivan, and is he going to go after maybe Jeff Haley or is he going to go after Matt LaFleur if he gets outed with the Green Bay Packers? I'm not worried about all of that. I say that to say this. Like Stephen Ross, this new general manager, whoever else is in the decision-making chairs for the Miami Dolphins, whatever other advisors, former NFL legends they want to bring in here, Troy Aikman, whoever, I don't care who it is. If you are in the decision-making room for the Miami Dolphins, you need to be looking sharply at specifically what the successful guys have done this year. The Mike Vrabels of this year, the Ben Johnsons, the Liam Cohens, the guys that have set a new standard, a new culture in their environments and turn things around on a dime and say, how can we find that right here? Because the one difference that we don't have here in Miami that they have in Chicago and Jacksonville and in New England is those guys already have their quarterbacks in place. Whoever you hire here is going to be starting from scratch, literal scratch. And they've got to be able to build that culture from within, from nothing. So whether it's Chris Shula, whether it is, Jeff Haley, whether maybe it's some random dude. I've given up on the whole Harbaugh and Tomlin thing. Like, there's 9 openings. There's no way those dudes are.
Yeah.
I've been trying to go through all the machinations in my mind of how you can pull one of those 2 guys here to set the tone. There's no way you're getting those dudes. There's 8 other openings. But you, if you're the Dolphins, need to make sure you have your eyes set on one of these guys. And if Chris Shula is that guy, what better? No better day than today to bring up the fact that his grandfather, it's in the bloodlines, his grandfather was the one to bring the first ever Lombardi trophy. But tell me who you are most intrigued with bringing to South Florida as your next head coach. You've heard all the candidates. I know that the Dolphins have been interviewing, and I know that you just had Kevin Stefanski wrap up his session. Yeah, sure, cute. Is he the guy? Who are you most inclined to bring into Miami? Let us know here on the Baptist Health Hotline. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. We're going to have Evan Cohen in here in a little bit on the Baptist Health Hotline because apparently he's too good for video these days. He has to call in just like you. So you know what? You could be the first person fresh off the line right after Evan Cohen does on the Baptist Health Hotline to drop some nuggets on us as the Dolphins look for their coaching search. What are you looking for in your next head coach? Chris Shula could be great. Maybe he's a culture setter. Maybe it runs in the blood. 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline. Thanks for the paper, C-Katt. Welcome to Pro Level Care at Baptist Health. I want to welcome you to being treated like a pro. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that is trusted by the pros. They get it. They use it. You should as well. Do you not consider yourself worthy? Baptist Health does. Baptist Health certainly does. They want to get you back to the life and the activities and the hobbies that you love, whether that be padel, pickleball, wall ball, badminton
With a D.
Badminton. I know, badminton, whatever. I call it what I want to call it. I don't play it. Maybe you play it, and maybe you're sore from it, and you want to get back to it. BaptistHealth.net/ortho. Learn more at that very website, BaptistHealth.net/ortho. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Speaking of pro, the pro's pro, Evan Cohen, pulling up on us on the other side from Unsportsmanlike, 6 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN 106.3. That is C-Katt. I am Theo Dorsey. We are, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Culligan man!
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey. Let's kick off the new year with a home upgrade that's a win for you and the environment. A Culligan high-efficiency water softener helps you use less soap, less detergent, and fewer chemicals. Talk about a game-winning play. Try Culligan today for 12 months interest-free. Visit Culligan.com for more information and to schedule your free water test. Or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
He had 29 points and 9 boards last night for the Miami Heat. Bam Adebayo becoming the second all-time leading scorer in Heat history, surpassing Alonzo Mourning, and still 80 million points away from Dwayne Wade. Heat get the win over the Suns. Joining us right now here on Theoretically Speaking is our guy, the leader of Heat culture on ESPN Radio, and used to be kind of the leader of Heat culture here at ESPN West Palm until he at the very least abandoned us in his presence here. His radio presence still here, but his presence on these radio airwaves, you got to catch 6 to 10 a.m. because he's a big national guy. Hit the intro, C-Katt.
Because 4 hours a day just isn't enough. The Don of ESPN West Palm checks in from the mothership to stir the pot, question everything, and deny the spray tan allegations again. From the Evan Cohen Memorial Studios, it's more Evan Cohen on ESPN 106.3.
How is Zaslow's segment sponsored and Evan Cohen's isn't? Is it because Evan blows us off with video interviews and does phone-ins? Is that it, Evan?
Well, I had to make a trip here to the airport to drop someone off, so I didn't want to be in the car and using video at the same time. So I'm just saying. Now, you bring up a very interesting point here. I don't want, you know what? I know our entire sales and marketing team is not listening right now, not because stop it. Not because they don't love the show, but because I know there's some big shot meeting going on. How is it possible that I could be on the air for 20 years? Well, no, I'm on the air since 2003. So 23 years on ESPN West Palm straight. Basically been on 23 straight in almost every single time slot, except for the one we're in now, by the way. I've never been on in this time slot. And there's not one advertising partner that I have endorsed for all of this time that wants to jump on board. And I can only look at one thing. They were on with me, but now that I'm on with you, are you the problem?
It's a good question because, you used to be Big Duffy's guy. Now I'm Big Duffy's guy.
I used to literally do 12 live reads per hour, 12 endorsements per hour, because that's how many advertising partners were so excited to be a part of ESPN West Palm and our show. And so I can still do 12 during the course of this segment with you, but they're not here. Maybe it's because of you.
I could, I never thought about myself as the problem in this situation, which you always should consider yourself as a suspect, but I never did. Never crossed my mind, Evan. I just thought maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe you were doing that whole thing as Evan, as you try to downplay stuff. You're like, I don't want to overstep and whatnot. Whereas Zaslow came in boisterously, and I thought maybe he took your partners away the same way he's trying to take away your Boca Raton Bowl, your Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans job.
Yeah. Interesting. Hadn't thought about that. I like, it's good that you're setting this up to be accountable while blaming Zaz. I like that. Theo just does this whole declaration. You're right. I should be self-reflective. It's on me. What about Zaz?
Yeah.
I like that. Good angle.
I do got to say, though, Evan, for the last year that you were on here, exclusively on ESPN West Palm, you were on air for 10 minutes a day, and yet you had those sold like very successfully.
Yeah.
And now you're on for 20 minutes a week. Like, there's opportunity there for sure.
Well, okay. If we're going to really go inside radio, though.
It was 5 minutes, actually.
Well, twice.
No. Hold on a second. No, 2 5-minute segments that I would do a day at that time. But I was on the air for hours on end, and I'm on the air more than any host on ESPN radio right now. I'm on 4 hours a day, every single day, 5 days a week. Literally, my voice is on ESPN radio more than any other person on ESPN radio. So why couldn't I potentially do live reads, endorsements during breaks of our show for ESPN West Palm exclusively?
I don't know. These are all good questions that are being raised, which I will have to forward this segment now to our lovely MCs who are on some big meeting right now. Is it like in Chicago? They're all in Chicago or something?
Yeah,
like
I think there might be someone very important. I don't know if this timeline's matching up, but I think someone might be in the car with Evan right now that could help with that.
No, they're at the airport.
Evan, did you get a chance to watch the flurry of threes that Bam Adebayo used to get the Heat over the Suns last night? He left.
Oh, no.
Evan, are you with us?
I'm here. I'm sorry. I cut out for a second. Bam Adebayo threes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just curious if you got a chance to see the flurry of threes that Bam Adebayo poured in to get the Heat over the Suns last night, and how are you on a scale of 1 to 10 feeling now about the Miami Heat season as we had a soaring start to the year, a very middling response since, and then kind of like it feels like a malaise over the past week and a half of Heat basketball.
What an insult.
This is sad.
We keep losing them.
This is sad.
Evan,
How did I do? I said, what an insulting question that was.
Why are you insulted?
Oh, whether or not you watched? Okay.
Thank you, C-Katt. At least somebody noticed. You don't think on a Tuesday night I'm sitting down. How dare you? Theoretically speaking, of course, accuse me of this. I am in a weird place in all seriousness, Theo, with the Heat right now. Weird place. Because I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And you're not going to like this, because you and I are Heat fans, but it has to be considered.
Uh-oh.
Would you consider selling high on Norm Powell right now and trying to trade him?
No, you know what? I think that has to be an option, because I've heard other people. In fact, I think I heard Zaslow flirting with the idea of trading Bam Adebayo, which I would say is it's still a non-starter unless you're talking about Giannis or one of those huge pieces. But Norm Powell has to be expendable. Like, I would love to keep him. He's expendable, though.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said it that way. And I want to be clear on this. You're asking me what, like, the state of my thoughts on this team right now, as we're like a month away from the deadline, all of the Ja Morant rumors, etc. And what I would say is, I think if you tear it down, they are literally in the same exact spot as if you keep it as is. And what I mean by that is there's been nothing wrong done by Andrew Wiggins. I'm going to give Tyler Hero the benefit of the doubt. Norm Powell's been unbelievable. But if you were to take those three guys, just for argument's sake, and explore the market for those three, I think there's legit value that you get in return. And I think if you move them, your place in the conference will be, in essence, the exact same as it is right now. Yeah. And that's where I would be confused as to what to do if I am Pat Riley and I'm the front office as to, do I consider calling the Lakers again for Andrew Wiggins, who we know they would love Andrew Wiggins? If I ever were to put Norman Powell out there, I'm going to get a first-rounder at least for Norman Powell. If I put Tyler out there, I can almost definitively get Ja Morant. Do I want Ja Morant? And that's where this whole thing is really interesting, because if I said to you right now, you're going to roll out only the young guys, right? Yashakonis, who I can't say his name, Pelle Larsson, Jaime, Bam, and Ware, or even Jaime, Jovic, and Ware, if for whatever reason you follow Zaz's plan and Bam's not there. If that's your team, Yashakonis, again, I'm saying his name wrong. Pelle Larsson, Jaime Jaquez, Jovic, and Ware. You know what you're going to tell me, Theo? That's a spunky group. That's young. That's interesting. I could see them sneaking into the 8th seed.
Yep.
You know what they are now? The 8th seed.
21-19, sitting solidly in the 8th seed.
Right. So maybe they're 19 and 20. What would 19 and 21 have them as right now?
19 and 21 would have you as the 10 seed, right above the Bulls. So they would still not playing. It's a playing team.
They're still in the same spot, right?
Yeah.
So I'm making them 2 games worse in that hypothetical. Now I'm also going to give you 2 to 3 additional firsts. And this is my point. They're never going to do that because they're more likely to go the other way. But this is why I'm in this conundrum of what exactly are they supposed to do? Because I'm telling you, if they peel it all off, they're in essence in the same spot as they are now. But now let's play out the opposite direction. Are you, Theo Dorsey, are you ready to say, yeah, go make a move for Ja?
No. I don't like Ja. That's the issue. It's like I don't dislike his game per se, but I don't like the way it's evolved. No. Not even I don't care about all the off the course. I think it is immature, and it's not that I'm not offended by the things that he does. I am perplexed by it.
I'm surprised by that with you.
I'm not offended by it.
The thing about you is you're not.
You went, Evan? I'm not what? You went away again right there.
Oh, wow, what a tease. I said I'm surprised about that with you because you're not judgy, but you do the right things, right? And I believe that, you feel like, and I've only known you for a certain amount of time, but I feel like at 10 years old, you're the kind of person that already thought about, all right, what kind of dad one day, God willing, could I be, right?
Yeah.
What kind of influence can I be on others? And so I'm surprised you're cool with Ja, the off-the-court stuff, and more of an issue on the court.
Here's what I mean, and I am not personally offended by the things that Ja Morant has gotten himself in trouble with off the court and sometimes on the court with the celebrations. I'm not personally offended by it. I am perplexed by the fact that he is doing it. I'm okay with when people do bad things. I give room for them to find some kind of resolve and then course correct, especially when there is no purpose to the bad things. What you waving guns in an Instagram live time and time again after being told not to? What are you even gaining from doing it? Right. What are we even doing? So I think it's just immature, and I don't like that side of him. But I'm not sitting here, clutching my pearls or nervous about it. My biggest issue though with Ja isn't even all of the immaturity that he's shown, even though he's now 25, 26 years old. My biggest issue with him is.
That's the thing. There are a lot of people that have made a lot of mistakes over the course of time. And have, as you said, course corrected.
Yes.
Right? I'm not going to sit here and defend Ray Rice, the ex-NFL player's actions, at all, obviously. Period, next sentence. Ray Rice, since he committed a heinous, unforgivable act, has dedicated his life to making sure that no one else would ever do what he did. I'm not going to forgive or forget that moment, but I am going to look at him through the prism of horrific, all-time mistake. What have you done to help others since? And at least that box is checked. Obviously, Ja has not committed the level of mistake that Ray Rice did. But simultaneously, to your point, where's the course correction to help others say, is he going to rookie symposiums and say, guys, when Instagram Live is on, guess what? People see it when you're in the NBA. Don't do dumb things. Don't do dumb things at all. Here's where I got myself in trouble. Here's where I've learned from it. And here's how I'm going to course correct. Now, our hope has to be if he comes to the Heat, they're the course correction.
Yeah. But again, should they be having to correct his grown ass? I'm just what are we? He's a veteran now. And also, here's the other part of it. That's what I was really trying to get to, Evan, is Ja Morant as a basketball player, the juice just ain't worth the squeeze. If Giannis had these kind of off-the-court issues, I still would be head over heels about the actual player you're getting. He's a flawed basketball player. You can't have.
Right, so let me make you turn down a trade. Okay. Let's say I told you the Heat could get Ja for Terry Rozier, Simone Fontecchio and either of these two things? A lottery-protected first years from now, or Yasha Konis?
I would take it. I would take that. Is the price going to be that low? You said what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you throw in a first, I think you'll get him.
It would have to be.
I'm not willing to throw in a first, though. I'd rather throw in multiple seconds.
I don't think you can get him for multiple. I think it would have to be a lottery protected, years down the line first. But if that is the price, I'd be willing to do it, because what you're telling me is I'm not sacrificing anything that's essential, and that's no disrespect to Simone Fontecchio or the first or I'm not going to even try to jab at it now, but our new rookie guard.
By the way, I love how you said no disrespect to a first-round pick. That's not so. I talked to the first-round pick's dad. He's very upset. Yeah. No disrespect to a human that doesn't exist. Okay, thanks, Theo.
Yeah, you should. You got to cover all your bases, man. I ain't trying to get canceled. This 2026 just started. But no, at that cost, I'm willing to do it. But I'm afraid that the market around, the fact that Trae Young was actually able to have as much of a market as he had, I don't know what the cost is going to be for the Heat, but it would have to be something that low for me to even like it. And I would do that trade knowing that there's a high chance it doesn't even work out. But it's just what else are you doing middling around as the 8th seed in the East right now?
Right. So what that does, now let's play that out, not to go too in depth, but to play that out for a second. So let's keep it general, because I went too deep, of course. Let's say the Heat were able to get Ja Morant for no one that either plays or anyone in the theoretically speaking fan base has ever heard of. Okay? Most people say, all right, worth a shot. What that then enables you to do is make a subsequent trade of who fits best next to Ja, because the other guy can be traded and we can get value in return. So basically then you're making the decision twofold. Who fits best next to Ja, Norm or Tyler, / who will take the least amount of money on an extension, and we trade the other one for value in return, and or you then decide Jaquez actually makes the most sense, so Wiggins goes in that spot, and then one of Norm or Tyler could come off the bench, or they start three guards like they're doing currently, and then Jaquez comes up. You get the overall point. They go big with him with Bam. There's optionality once you make that trade in the weirdest of ways. The Terry Rozier contract being able to be traded, which right now we think it is a huge advantage for them that he's actually banned. Or not playing, excuse me.
Right, not playing,
Not playing. If he was playing and wanted to play, he becomes a problem for the other team. The fact that another team could get him and then clear the books immediately by just cutting him and he's off the books for next year is kind of a win, I think.
I would think so as well. And one last note on that, what I was getting to is I don't know if Ja Morant at this stage in his career is worth you making all of these roster machinations around him. He's a flawed basketball player. He's 6'1". His athleticism is only going to dwindle as he continues to age with the injuries as well. He's rarely available either due to suspension or injury, and he can't shoot or defend. So it's I'm not contorting myself to build a roster around this dude.
I hear you, and I don't think you're wrong in anything you're saying. But then you got to rip the whole thing off, because if you're not willing to do a buy low thing, if you're not willing to do that, then you think you have no shot this year. So just rip the whole thing apart, and by the way, and not tank, rip it apart and end up in the same spot like we started this conversation.
That is true. That is true. That's the Miami Heat for you.
I'm not asking you to trade Norm or Tyler or Wiggins or anybody of significance for him. I'm asking you to trade one guy who's fighting a gambling case and another guy who doesn't play.
It's very true. That's very true. C-Katt wanted to shift to talk to some Canes talk, since we are 5 days away from the Miami Hurricanes.
Yes. Are you guys going? I heard it's a disaster in terms of parking. I don't mean that in a bad way. I should have said it that way. I heard it is so exciting. Everybody wants to be there that the parking scenario is a little tricky, and I've heard that's a big theme going on right now.
They would not kick that game off unless, theoretically speaking, was in attendance. All right? We'll be there.
So, Evan, you lived in South Florida longer than me and Theo have combined so far. Where would a Miami Hurricanes national championship this year rank in terms of impact for South Florida? Because I think we know, number one, you got to talk NFL, but I'm curious on where you think the Hurricanes would go.
Can I answer a question with a follow-up for more context?
You always do that. That's kind of expected.
Wow. All right.
It's welcomed. It's welcomed. It's expected.
Noted. Wow. Very interesting. Okay, noted. C-Katt, are you asking, like, what this would do for the next decade or what this would do in the moment? Because I think this has a chance. Like, if you think about 97 and 03 for the Marlins, it did nothing outside of the moment, right? Because they tore the teams apart. I think that – I guess I'm answering the question here. I think that what this could do is enormous, probably in my time there, second to the 06 Heat, because it would set up a decade. And I think the 06 title, in essence, set up, well, until now, honestly, 20 years later. I mean, Bam in his press conference last night is referring to Dwayne Wade, right? So I think it would set up a decade. You know what I mean? I think so it would be second for me. Now you guys have to help me with this. I was not a part of the last 2 years, obviously, so I don't know what that did.
Yeah. It's still hockey, right? The Florida Panthers did do waves for the Florida Panthers fan base and for kids being invested in hockey and wanting to actually try it out as a sport in South Florida and whatnot. But when it comes to North American sports, hockey's always going to be behind sports like even baseball, football, and basketball.
Yeah,
so
if you do round numbers, let's just pretend there were 100,000. There's a lot more, but I'm going to do round numbers. If there were 100,000 Florida Panthers fans before these championships, there are now 300,000 Panthers fans because of those championships. With the Miami Hurricanes doing what they're doing on this run, it's probably raising in a lower percentage, but football is still football. So that lower percentage is still a lot more people that are now energized and tapped into Hurricanes football because of success on this expanded playoff stage.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good way of looking at it. Let me add one thing to that. For me, it would almost be like, okay, there's 1 million Canes fans, and 500,000 of them, you have to literally shake them, and be like, yo, get up. What's going on? The Canes are back. What? I never left them, but I wasn't paying attention to them. Like, I think what you said is right, C-Katt, of like, the Panthers are garnering new fans, where the Canes fans have now finally awoken in a way that they were dying to wake up to get back. And now I think they're back. And I have finally figured out in my head is the "you back" what it actually means. Here's what it means for me. It means that they are winning and they are the villains and they love being the villains.
Mm-hmm. That's 100%.
And I think that's part of it. I think, there's so many fan bases and programs and teams and players that I remember when LeBron, in year one of LeBron, I remember I would be doing shows on ESPN West Palm, and I would constantly be saying, LeBron, embrace the hate, embrace the hate, embrace the hate. And you'd realize that's not who he is. He's an embrace the love, smile guy, glass out. He's not an embrace the hate guy. The Canes are back if and hopefully when they win it all because they're ready. They're thirsting to embrace the hate.
Oh, yeah.
They love embracing the hate. And that's, Theo, you are a glass half full kind of person, but in this case, as a Canes fan like you are, oh, yeah, that's the badass version of Theo that comes out in that moment because you like that everyone hates you. You want Russo and Rizzo after you to destroy the Canes because that'll put a smile on your face.
I was so happy the day after the Miami Hurricanes beat Ohio State, and Mike Rizzo first came on the show. He tried to be gracious. He tried to be friendly with me. He tried to, and I went after him. And then it was like a switch flipped in him. He started calling me out by name. He told me I don't know how to win gracefully and all of that. And I was like, yes, it's back.
You're back.
You're back.
Right, but that's. I mean, C-Katt, take all the horrific stuff out. As a Penn State guy, you're not an embrace the hate guy. You want to play hard-nosed, winning football, and, that's kind of the Penn State way, right?
Yeah.
Even me as a Wisconsin fan, at some point, going to back-to-back Rose Bowls when I was in school there, we just want to be tough, and we're the team you don't want to play because we're going to beat you up on the field. But, we're not an embrace the hate. The Canes are an embrace the hate.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. And the big thing that you did say earlier is that a Canes win will set up the rest of this next decade for Miami. And I think that is true because of the amount of recruiting they're going to be able to do in South Florida. It is going to now it is cool again to want to be a Miami Hurricane. And it's guys like Ruben Bain and Malachi Toney and Mark Fletcher who are from South Florida, from Miami, and they chose Miami, and now they're winning at Miami. So that's gonna set up some things for Cristobal and the crew.
And maybe I shouldn't say this because I don't know if it's public or not, and I don't even know the name of the person, but I was told today that somebody in the top 63 who's going there next year is already with them.
Oh, yeah.
Practicing and, like, in the mix, like, because they, like, dying to be a part of this.
Yeah, Javian Mallory, former running back of West Boca, was there at the Fiesta Bowl like me, but he was in uniform on the sideline with the crew next to Michael Irvin until he was putting belt to ass.
And, like, not even limited to guys that aren't in college yet. Former other number one in the ESPN top 63 from Vero Beach, Vandravius Jacobs. His third stop is now the University of Miami after watching what they have built, what he has built in Mario Cristobal. So now there are two number one players across Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast in the last 4 years that are going to Miami.
You know what else I was thinking about today, guys? How long before Jason Taylor becomes a hot name?
Oh, man. I was curious.
For those who don't know, Jason Taylor is the defensive line coach at the U. Okay, and Jason Taylor, when he was done playing for the Dolphins, or done playing in the NFL, got into broadcasting initially, and then all of a sudden he pops up at the U, a defensive line coach, and he's done a hell of a job. And I kept thinking about him, like, wait, are the Dolphins at any point going to make a run at him? Maybe with the new coach to be defensive coordinator to kind of garner some favor, or is he just in this to kind of like, hey, I can live at home, I can work with Mario forever because I'm doing a great job, and, like, let me not overthink this and not try to be more than I am because I already am big. But I kept thinking about him today a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing is it's not like he's a Hurricane. He's just a former Miami Dolphin, so he doesn't have any allegiance to the university. So if somebody did come calling to get him to be a defensive coordinator or something like that or pay more money, he probably would leave, but I'm hoping it doesn't happen. And stop putting that into the ether, Evan.
No, I'm saying the opposite, though. I'm saying he wouldn't leave because of the fact that maybe being at home is better.
I wonder, and I'm gonna leave you with this, and then we need to go to break. Is there a world in which he could be like an assistant and an analyst and help both the Dolphins and the Hurricanes? He would have to choose one, or can he? Part-time role at both. He's an adjunct.
What do you mean, an assistant and an analyst?
I'm saying not an analyst. I mean, like, could he be? You know how they say like defensive analyst, like that's the job that you have.
We set him up in Hard Rock Stadium.
He could work for both. They're both at the same home stadium.
No, but I just wonder, like, will the Dolphins think of the ultimate PR move? Not that these two guys wouldn't be warranted of positions. Hire Chris Shula to be head coach, Jason Taylor defensive coordinator, and they're like, all right, good luck, Dolphins fans, arguing against these two guys that are royalty family-wise, and in the case of Jason, obviously as a player. I don't know. My mind went to weird places just because there's so many great stories to tell with the Canes, and they would set up for the next decade, and it would be awesome. It would be great.
It would. I am just going to root for him to do both. So I'll root for him to do both. Evan, thank you.
That makes no sense, but okay.
Thank you so much. It just makes best sense for me, though. I care about the Canes, not the Dolphins as much. Thanks for your time. We'll tap in with you next week, and we'll see you on Unsportsmanlike tomorrow morning.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That is our guy, Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, tapping in with us on Wednesdays. And how does that not make sense? So you got that right there.
It makes complete and total sense.
Thank you.
And that Evan Cohen appearance is unofficially presented to you by Duffy Sports Grill.
That's right.
It would never be officially.
Yeah.
Never be officially. That's impossible. That's out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
It's unofficially presented to you by Duffy Sports Grill.
Well, I would love to do a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 with my guy Evan at a Duffy's at some point, right? Like, I would love to. That's fine by me. In fact, I'm doing dry January. Evan doesn't drink. It would be perfect. We can both get I've been on a little bit of a Shirley Temple wave lately. I love a good Shirley.
Really?
Don't call me a baddie. I love a good Shirley.
You
it's the best.
Criticize me relentlessly for my coffee orders and the femininity that you believe they hold.
They do.
And you're saying one Shirley Temple, please.
I don't say please. Say Shirley me, damn it.
Hey, get me a Shirley Temple. Is that how it goes?
You have to. That's to overcompensate for the ordering of a Shirley Temple. And they are delectable. They are a nice treat. They go exquisite with a burger and fries. In fact, they go exquisite with a Duffy Smash Burger. They got those. They got all kind of burgers. We like the major leaguer. Imagine you with your burgers, your touchdown tots, a couple 2-for-1 Shirley Temples. I don't know what it is about the carbonation of the Sprite, the sweetness of the cherry, or what was it called? Start with an M.
Grenadine?
Yeah, grenadine in the cherry, but the cherry's in there too. Maraschino cherry.
I like the amaretto ones a little bit more.
Nah, it's a little too bitter. Yeah, a little too bitter. I like my cherry sweet, and I like my Shirley Temples on the rocks at a Duffy Sports Grill. 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. 80 or more television screens in every location, so you won't miss a minute of the action as you're watching your favorite games. And I say this because everybody knows, like, the first time you experienced the perfect Shirley Temple. I mean, most of them are. It's hard to mess up a Shirley. But you order your next Shirley at a Duffy's, and you watch your favorite game, and you down some fries and some apps and some burgers with friends and some wings, and you're having yourself a good time. That's my experience, at least. Duffy'sMVP.com. Get your rewards today. Start tracking them. Be an MVP. Duffy'sMVP.com. Find the nearest Duffy's to you. At Duffy's, our game is always on. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Joseph Malloy, tax partner in Anshin's Construction Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as the OBBBA, will have a significant impact on tax planning strategies. The bill restores and makes permanent 100% bonus depreciation for all eligible purchases made after January 19, 2025. This tax incentive will influence investments in additional machinery and equipment upgrades, providing an immediate tax deduction and helping contractors increase cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide construction companies through the new tax law to help them develop the right strategy and enhance profitability. If you're a construction executive or owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stressed life. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Oh, man. That number one pick just became that much more valuable in this NFL draft. The Las Vegas Raiders saw one notification, and at first their heart dropped, and secondarily they were like, oh, actually, this is pretty good for us. This is pretty good for us. It actually has a lot to do with college football, and I'll tell you why. But first, college football fans, I need you to get ready because the ESPN Radio College Football Campus Tour is rolling right into West Palm Beach in City Place downtown before they get to Miami for the big game. Join us on Saturday night, January 17th from 4 to 8. In fact, I'll be live from 5 to 7 with my guy Colin Russo as ESPN Radio gives you shows right here on the lawn. You can even try your shot at our Serve Pro Rapid Response Reflex game. You can play a little Robin Hood football toss. Nobody's beating my score at that. And you can enter some awesome giveaways. You might even get yourself a free Monster Energy drink, so bring your friends, rep your school, and take part in the action as ESPN Radio takes over City Place for nonstop college football fun. Again, 4 to 8, January 17th, this Saturday. Don't miss it. C-Katt.
Yes.
Dante Moore's not leaving.
Wow.
Dante Moore, quarterback of Oregon, known as at least quarterback 1 or 2 in this coming 26 NFL draft, is staying at the University of Oregon despite his highly anticipated draft prospect profile. Wow.
Yeah, he was probably number 2 off the board, right? Of course, there's a lot of, not football to play out until the actual draft between the end of his college season, which ended in the semifinal, and what will be the NFL draft, the combine, the interviews, all the stuff that's not between the numbers was still to be played out. But as it stood, it was Fernando Mendoza at Indiana, quarterback, number 1, the Heisman winner, and then Dante Moore was next in line. Definitely next in line at quarterback, maybe next in line in terms of the entire draft.
Yeah. And I'll go deeper into what this actually means for the Raiders, what it means for Fernando Mendoza and everybody involved on the other side. But what I will say before we do toss it a break here and get into the happy hour is Dante Moore making this decision doesn't happen 5-10 years ago when NIL isn't around. And it could be one of the most impactful decisions in his life, not just because he's getting another year of tutelage in college for a program that is good at spitting out NFL talent. Look at what they've done recently. Herbert, Knicks. Also, you see who's picking at number 2 overall?
Yeah.
Jets, Jets. Ain't gonna do it.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
He said, hold on a second. He looking at mock drafts like you and I. He like, hold on, who's picking me? The Jets?
Somehow,
hell no.
Almost the entirety of the top 10 in the NFL draft that didn't trade for a pick there are hiring new coaches because of bad jobs that put them in that spot. Yeah. Except for one team that is retaining the guy who said this.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
And it's the thing. It ain't even just an Aaron Glenn thing. It's a Jets thing. When's the last time you saw one quarterback succeed in that uniform? Dante Moore, I don't know if I could be the one to break the curse, brother. You're gonna have to. That's on somebody else's heart.
Yeah, the last quarterbacks to succeed in that uniform.
Mark Sanchez.
I was going to say got arrested in Indianapolis for getting a little bit too, and then allegedly getting stabbed.
So we would. Not even allegedly. He
got stabbed. Allegedly, it was his fault, but who knows?
Who knows? I haven't read back up on it in
All I know is, Theo, you wouldn't be put in that spot.
No.
Sometimes there are decisions that put you in that risk.
Yeah.
And people that make really good decisions normally don't get put in the chance of getting stabbed outside of St. Elmo's.
Avoid getting stabbed at all costs. It's one of my creeds. We're going to get to the ramifications of Dante Moore staying in college on the other side here, but wanted to give you that news, let you digest it before we contextualize it here in a happy hour. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into on ESPN. That's no off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN, all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today to get involved.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
As teams battle for a chance at the title, make sure your home is ready for every unforgettable moment. EDS Air Conditioning keeps your comfort championship caliber. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC unit. The heat belongs on the field, not inside your home. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been delivering national championship service since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today and enjoy the run to a national title.
I used to talk about the weather as small talk. Now I talk about McValue deal days at McDonald's. A hamburger or cheeseburger for just 69 cents on Sundays and Wednesdays. I'm chit-chatting for days. A 6-piece chicken McNuggets for 99 cents on Mondays. Catch me yapping all day, dude. I'm not even mad about it. You want the deals? You need the app. Get 99-cent McNuggets and 69-cent hamburgers or cheeseburgers only in the app. These deals will definitely give you something to talk about. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays in January and February at participating McDonald's. Valid once per day. Must opt into rewards.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Culligan man!
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey. Let's kick off the new year with a home upgrade that's a win for you and the environment. A Culligan high-efficiency water softener helps you use less soap, less detergent, and fewer chemicals. Talk about a game-winning play. Try Culligan today for 12 months interest-free. Visit Culligan.com for more information and to schedule your free water test. Or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. It is theoretically speaking. And we are into the happy hour. If you follow me on Instagram at Theo Dorsey TV or us on Instagram at ESPN West Palm, you might have saw my show preview, which stated that the happy hour would also be, influenced by, joined by none other than Espresso Mar-Tina, Christina Costanza. And I am sad to tell you that I, or whoever operates my Instagram, whoever operates my social media, who put that out there, was mistaken. So
dang it.
I might need to go back to the drawing board. I might have to reassess my social media team, and we'll be more accurate going forward. But you're stuck with the cat and Teddy.
Yeah, just guys.
Yeah, just the fellas.
Guys being dudes. Can get nice and inappropriate now there's no ladies around, right?
You don't have to.
Yeah, we can let it rip.
I don't think that's necessary.
Cut the crap and really get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
Do what guys do.
What do we do?
I don't know. I know what the Jets do.
We're the freaking New York Jets. We're built for this shit.
All right, so DANTE Moore, University of Oregon quarterback, projected to be the number 2 overall pick to the Jets, projected to be either number 1 overall to the Raiders or 2 to the Jets. He was QB1 or QB2 in pretty much every NFL mock draft, and he was not going to likely get picked outside of the top 2, decided to stay at Oregon. He just announced this literally minutes ago while we were on the air here on Theoretically Speaking. And I bet you're thinking, as a Miami Dolphins fan, or maybe just a person who doesn't give a damn about Oregon or DANTE Moore, how does this affect you? How does this affect my team? It actually is like massively impactful across the NFL in a way in which people don't think about. But the first thing that struck me was the number 1 overall pick that the Raiders hold right now just became almost twice as valuable. Because before this announcement from DANTE Moore, there were 2 supposed, at least, quarterbacks that could be franchise guys, DANTE Moore and Fernando Mendoza. There was a question as to whether or not one was clear and cut above the other one. Most people go Mendoza. Some people like Moore's traits. They compare him to like a Drake May, Justin Herbert type, whereas Fernando Mendoza, his comps get really weird because there's not a lot of guys that act, talk, or play like Mendoza. Like, he's very efficient. He has 8 touchdowns and only 5 incompletions in the college football playoff, but like, it's not an easy, he doesn't jump off the page to a lot of people. Fernando Mendoza does. So there was room for discussion as to whether or not Moore would be the number 1 overall pick. Now it's just Fernando Mendoza, which means now, though the Raiders and the Jets both need a quarterback, and other teams behind them, like the Browns and the Dolphins, also need a quarterback, and we're thinking about potentially trading up for one of those picks, there's only one guy. So the Raiders now have a big decision on their hands. Are they going to draft their guy? Are they going to suss it out, go through the draft combine, go through the interviews, and find out Fernando Mendoza is our guy and select him, and then cause a tizzy as to who will be the next quarterback drafted and where does he fall back to? Or do the Las Vegas Raiders now start shopping the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah.
Both are wide open because now the price for that pick just went up. There's only been 13 times since 1967 that the number 1 overall pick has been traded. The last time it happened was 2023 when the Bears and Panthers infamously swapped, and the Bears end up getting a highway robbery out of Carolina. Remember that? The Panthers
was that traded when they knew it was the number 1 overall pick?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no. So it was traded. So the Bears had the number 1 pick. They traded back with the Panthers for their future picks, and then their future pick became the number 1 overall. So, no.
I see. Okay.
The Panthers traded up.
They got back. They did not know it was going to be number 1 overall.
No, but they figured it'd be high, and the Panthers traded up for Bryce Young.
But they obviously knew they were trading away their number 1 overall pick that, like you said, ended up being Bryce Young. Okay.
The Panthers traded their number 1 receiver, DJ Moore, which to me never made sense. This is, again, remember, I told y'all, the Carolina Panthers made decision after decision after decision after Dave Tepper bought them. That made me incredulous, and which is why I jumped ship at the first moment I could. You cannot outlive an owner. You cannot outlive a bad GM. You cannot outlive a coach. You cannot you cannot outlive an owner. They traded away DJ Moore, who was their top weapon. They traded away their 2023 first rounder, a 2023 second round pick, which was at the top of the second round as well, and they traded away a 2024 first round pick with a 2025 second round pick. Now, that 24 first rounder ended up being the number 1 overall. The Bears get Caleb Williams out of that. The 2025 second round pick ends up being the top pick of the next round for the Chicago Bears as well. all the Panthers got back was Bryce Young. Bryce Young for DJ Moore, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. That's what the Bears got in 2023. And why did they get that? Because there was one dude at the top of that draft that everybody wanted their hands on, and it was Bryce Young. The Raiders could potentially get a haul. They got a lot of holes to fill on that roster. They can get a haul to trade the Fernando Mendoza pick, and why not the Miami Dolphins? New GM, new coach, go get your quarterback.
But you're looking at the Bears, like if you're going to stay with the Bears, you're looking at the Bears who got the number 1 overall pick in that draft, which was already a quarterback-rich draft. So supply, demand, Caleb Williams wasn't necessarily as valuable as a single quarterback first round or a single quarterback in the first 15 picks.
Yeah.
And you see where the Bears are after making the right selection at head coach and quarterback. With the Raiders having a silver platter of the maybe one quarterback top 15 picks in Fernando Mendoza, it'd be tough to pass that up. If in an organization that has had quarterback instability since Derek Carr got hurt, it looked like it was really nice for a little bit there, but when he maybe tore an ACL, I believe, when he was in his prime with Amari Cooper, ever since that injury happened, it's been question marks at the quarterback position. And you're saying they have the lottery ball.
Yeah.
Without having to enter the lottery. And they're not going to take Fernando Mendoza and instead capitalize on his value?
You have to consider it. That's all, I'm saying I make this pick available, and if I'm the Raiders, I don't decide on what I'm going to do until I'm literally on the clock at the draft. The power is in your hands. And there's only one guy to consider. So you can do all of your homework and your research on Fernando Mendoza. And then if the Dolphins, who are also going to be doing now, the value in this is, C-Katt, there were going to be 2 or 3 guys, maybe Ty Simpson, who also declared for the draft out of Alabama. There were going to be 2 or 3 guys that people were going to have to do their homework on. Now it's just one. Ty Simpson's going to be available too, but now there's just one that deserves that number 1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza. And maybe as you're doing your research on him, the Dolphins, Miami is where Fernando Mendoza's from. Miami is where Fernando could potentially win a national title in 5 days in their home stadium. The Dolphins can get so enamored with him that they offer a deal that knocks it out of the park for the Raiders.
Yeah, and what a big splash move as a new GM.
Come on.
You put your on the table and say this is a new era, and it's starting with the homegrown kid.
Now, I'm going to be clear with you. For Dolphins fans, it is a terrible thing that Dante Moore didn't declare because now it's going to cost more to trade up. But for Raiders fans and for people in around the NFL, you need to know that the number 1 overall pick gained value with the dismissal of Dante Moore when he decided to stay in college because everybody knows who you're going after. Everybody knows now you have to be at number 1 overall to get a quarterback because nobody's drafting Ty Simpson at number 2. And for the Dolphins, I do wonder what that makes you do in the first round, even if you stand pat, because now you have to hope that a guy like Ty Simpson falls to you. Now somebody might get so thirsty as to they might jump up and steal him ahead of you. So the draft is going to get weird, and this is one of the first prongs that is going to make things even more interesting. I'm just curious if you're the Raiders, if you don't see that news and say, hey, who wants it? Because this is the only quarterback pick in the first round. Who wants it?
And there's another college football angle that I didn't even realize until I scrolled past it on X just about 30 seconds ago. But before we get to the college football angle on it, earlier today on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN 106.3, 6 to 10 a.m., Mel Kiper joined Evan, Canty, and Michelle, and he said that he believes as of today, Mendoza, Chambliss, and Simpson will all be drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
He also included Moore before this news obviously dropped. So maybe there's 3 quarterbacks in that first round. Maybe the absence of Moore will move somebody up, right?
And
like somebody else. Who else is entering the draft this year?
Carson
Is Nussmeier from LSU?
I think
Carson
Nussmeier's
Beck
gone too. I think Nussmeier's gone too. I got to double back on that. But Carson Beck is.
Yeah, they just got the transfer quarterback Levitt in LSU. So Nussmeier will be entering the draft. And then
he could have been entering the portal for a 20th year, though. You never know.
True. I don't want to pull up this thread too long to see where it gets us, but Oregon bagged a transfer quarterback already. They got Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. And then it's almost like the Jay Leno, where Jay Leno retires. Dante Moore looks like he's going to the draft. So Conan O'Brien takes over the Today Show for, a couple of months?
Yeah.
And now Conan O'Brien's got to give that job back to Jay Leno, and he never got it back. Conan O'Brien eventually went to TBS, never had one of those network late-night TV jobs. Dylan Raiola is just now on the second on the depth chart for Oregon quarterbacks.
He's leaving.
Can you do that?
Yeah. There's another transfer window. I thought, did they get rid of that window? I think they did get rid of the spring window.
Well, per Pete Thamel, just says Dylan Raiola expected to be second on the depth chart behind Dante Moore in 2026. So he's just the backup quarterback. And he's got 2 more years of eligibility. So he's got to bank on 2027 now for what was supposed to be the Prince that promised. Theo was talking about tanking for Dylan Raiola. What quarterback would you rather have, X or Dylan Raiola?
I never said
that. Yeah, you gave that second prompt definite airtime on these airwaves. But yeah, Dylan Raiola from Nebraska to Oregon, and now he's just not a starting quarterback.
The transfer window's from the 2nd until the 16th, so he has 2 more days to decide.
But if he signed a deal, like if that ink's dry, isn't he like committed and signed? Like not committed, signed to Oregon?
He is, but they can release him. Will they? That's another question.
That's true. It would be in Oregon's best interest to not pay 2 starting quarterbacks because Dante Moore is going to get premium college quarterback money. And
now, to be fair, they're not paying him. They're going to have people. There's going to be these, like they'll be able to figure that part out. I don't think that's a worry for Oregon, especially with the amount of money they got. It's not a salary cap, Because think about it. If you're an NFL team, that's the way that college football is functioning today. That's the reason why Trinidad Chambliss is even a thing at Ole Miss. He transferred there from Ferris State to be a backup. 3 or 4 guys can get paid massive money, and there's no salary cap. So, like, imagine if you were the Dolphins, and you were working within the realm of college football, it wouldn't be an issue that you have to pay Tua next year. You would just pay another dude $50 million.
Right. And I guess
endless money.
You turn this loss into a win for Oregon fans, of which there are many. You've got a premium backup, and your season is not over with one bad hit like we saw at Florida State, which I've experienced as a Penn State fan and which many fan bases have experienced. Your quarterback goes down. All right, we'll talk to you next year. So now you've got a commodity as a backup quarterback as a college football team.
Wednesday was the deadline for underclassmen not playing in the college football playoff championship to declare for the draft. So he had to do it today, Dante Moore, and he said it was tough. He said he prayed about it, but he decided to stay in college. And he was going to be a top pick in this draft. He'll probably be a top pick in the next draft, but you got to remember, the reason why I also say if I'm the Raiders, I would be more than willing to trade this pick to the highest bidder. Next year, the quarterbacks, it's going to be like 10 of them dudes at this point.
Yeah.
Dante Moore, Lenora Sellers, Arch Manning, Sam Levitt. It would have been Trinidad Chambliss too, but they said no, get your ass out and go to the draft. Who else is in college football right now is going to be a big name in this coming draft? Like, that's just 4 I can think of off the top of the head.
Rocco Becht.
No.
Okay, just putting it out there. He's a senior. He's got 1 year eligibility at Penn State. I don't know.
But no, there's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of dudes coming out next year. Like, those 4 guys alone, if Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers, Dante Moore, or Sam Levitt came out this year, they would all have first-round grades this year. They get another year of college football to likely improve their draft status. Maybe one of them falls back a bit. But we could be talking about another year where we have 5 or 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round next year. So if you're the Raiders and you trade out of this pick, that would give you 2 picks in the first round next year. And it would give you a heap of other picks to build around a roster that has several holes. I'm not here to talk Raiders. This is not sports. Like, people don't sign up for Theoretically Speaking to talk about, the roster building of the Raiders. But just the idea of roster building in general, look at what the Bears did, who stand right now in the divisional round. They looked at the quarterbacks that were available, C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, and said, no good. We're fine. We will trade back. They traded back. They got a bunch of picks. They got a bunch of guys, and it turned into Caleb Williams and now Ben Johnson, and now they're 2 wins away from being in the Super Bowl. That can be the Raiders. Maybe they could fool the Dolphins into trading up for that pick and getting Fernando Mendoza.
But it just could have easily been Caleb Williams panning out at the level of Bryce Young and Bryce Young panning out to be Caleb Williams. Right? Like, these quarterbacks could have just...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But you just said the perfect thing. Quarterbacks are a coin flip. So why not trade back into a draft. Like if you trade out of this pick, if you're the
got
Raiders,
you also have the added insurance of the value you got with them.
all of those things. So
but you don't get
a
a guarantee of having a top 5 pick. You guarantee of having the first round.
You kind of do because you suck. You're still gonna have your pick for next year too. If you're the Raiders and you trade the first pick, you will have a top 5 pick next year. Either it's going to be yours or the team you traded for. Because Fernando Mendoza, as good as he is, he's not going to step into the NFL and win 12 games.
And we are looking at that Caleb Williams draft class where you didn't need a top 5 pick to have a quarterback that pans out.
You know what? I didn't even think about that end of it. They had 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first 12 picks. So the Bears, who had 2 of those first 12 picks, got a quarterback with 1. And Rome Odunze with the other at number 10, I believe. So, yes, if you're the Raiders, I think I've just talked myself into it. The Raiders must trade this pick.
I mean, that battery connection kept the season alive on 4th and 8 over the weekend.
Yeah.
That's who caught the ball, right? It was Rome Odunze, I believe, on the sideline.
Odunze, yeah. Damn. But I'm saying those are the picks. Those picks they got from trading away Bryce Young. You have to trade away Fernando Mendoza. If you're the Raiders, you have to trade that pick.
We also actually entered this draft, the upcoming draft, 2026, when we were talking about trades and everything going into last year's draft. We assumed that we were counting on 2 hands how many quarterbacks were going to be in this year's draft.
Yeah.
And it didn't pan out that way. In fact, it's almost the exact opposite that you're discussing right now.
They all scurried away, and I think it has something to do with
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
I think Dante Moore made that decision based on the Jets. I really do.
Yeah, I believe it was Todd McShay. I'm going to pull up the audio now, who called this about 3 weeks ago, who said if he was advising, and it's no use in paraphrasing when I can find the audio in the next 20 seconds.
But here's C-Katt is hilarious.
You weren't
dude.
taking the baton.
I know, but
I was trying to let you give you the baton.
It's okay. I'm here now. I see what you were. I wasn't looking at. You're hilarious. I'll tell you that much. You're right. There were a bunch of quarterbacks that were proposed to be in this draft, and then now they are not. But the beauty in that is they can't just stay in college forever. Now they have to come out next year. So there will probably be 5 quarterbacks drafted in the first round next year. And if you have a top pick this year, you should be looking to build your team around one more gap season. Get you one of these veterans. Get Malik Willis. Get Geno Smith. Get who else? Not Daniel Jones. Who's available? Who's the quarterbacks available right now?
I don't know. I was busy pulling up the sound of Todd McShay.
Okay.
I'll give you 26 seconds to think about it.
Get your veteran stopgap quarterback this year. Select or trade back this year in the first round. Select a positional player or trade back, and then get one of the 5 or 6 quarterbacks that come out next year. I just solved everybody's problem. Here's Todd McShay, though, on the McShay Show, previewing what we heard here today from Dante Moore.
This is weeks ago, by the way, and this is what he had to say.
We can live with going to 30 of the 32 teams. Maybe it's 31. I can't allow him to go to the New York Jets. He's got an opportunity to go back to Oregon, probably make the same amount of money that he's going to make in his rookie contract. Phil Knight will make that happen. So I can allow my client to go back to Oregon and have another season. Not one single player in this entire draft, unless they grew up a Jets fan or have some kind of family tie, wants to be a New York Jet.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
I mean, McShay was right. If he's having that conversation, it's probably because he's heard it from the inside. We're having that conversation without even knowing that. If you're his agent, if you're his people, you're like, yo, everybody's mocking you to the Jets. You're going to be playing in a shade of green next year. Which would you prefer?
We heard when Shedeur Sanders' draft stock was higher than it ever was after this point. Deion Sanders going on stage or talking with media personalities and saying, X team, don't draft Shedeur. We don't need to do that anymore. It's just stay in college, make money, and take your chances next time.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit more easy to avoid teams in the NFL than it was in the past. There was the Eli Manning where he told teams not to draft him, or the Manning estate told teams not to draft him. Now that you can make big bucks in college, you can make more money in 1 year of college football than you can your rookie year in the NFL in some circumstances. This is not the first time we're going to see this, and unfortunately, this could be a repeated offense because you're drafting in the top 5. you're probably not a functional organization.
Yeah.
You probably have great reason to not play for your team if you're losing 15 games. Why would a quarterback want to, when seeing how circumstantial quarterback success is and seeing how there's maybe 1 out of 10 that can defy the odds and succeed where no one else has succeeded, why would they take their chances there when they can make $10 million elsewhere?
It doesn't make sense. It's you're a place you're comfortable, a place that has developed quarterback. It doesn't make sense for you to go take a risk and join a failing franchise. If you're Ty Simpson, on the other hand, you ain't got no choice because Bama was pretty much done with you. And
wait a second, I thought people were lining up offering Ty Simpson.
When you had to put that report out there, yeah.
Hey, people, I'm talking about your people.
I know they said that.
I'm talking,
but hey, if they were really lining up and forking over the money that Ty Simpson wanted, he would have taken the money. Instead, he put out a little PR, like they really wanted me, but I decided to move on. No. That's not how it works. If they really wanted you, they would have paid you enough to shut up and pull up to the campus.
And the report we're talking about is Ty Simpson told reporter for On3 that Tennessee, Miami, and Ole Miss were offering $4 million, and then the Hurricanes upped it to $6.5 million to go to Miami for 2026. Especially after they lost out on Sam Levitt from Arizona State.
Yeah.
Ole Miss said they'd match it too.
That's the thing. Here's what I'll say. It doesn't matter if you didn't take the money. Because you clearly didn't take the money. It's because it wasn't what you wanted. You wanted more. He didn't want to go to the draft. He also probably realized, I could be the second quarterback taken. This is my chance. Now it's between him and Trinidad Chambliss for QB2. I think Jalen Green just walked past our studios here.
Wait,
the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
What do you think Jalen Green was?
I was thinking Celtics. Never mind. I don't know.
Sorry. Well, no, because Jalen Green, he used to play for the Rockets, so I've seen him a bunch of times, like in the club in Houston, which is odd. I probably should have saw him more on the court. So when I saw Buddy walk by, I was like, is that Jalen Green?
Perfect cue to let us talk about the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches because the stars show up when they tee off on Thursday at the most toughest stretch of golf in the PGA Tour, the Bear Trap.
The most toughest. Got away with words. The most difficult? The most trying. Maybe the most tenacious. Either way, it's the best of the best of the best, sir. The PGA Tour is back in Palm Beach County. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches returns to PGA National Resort and Spa February 25th through March 1st. That's right, it's right around the corner. Watch PGA Tour players take on the Bear Trap, one of the most toughest stretches of golf, all while enjoying elevated fan experiences all around it. Tickets for the 2026 tournament are on sale right now. Visit thecognizantclassic.com to check out the ticket options for every golf fan. If you want the premium hospitality, you know where to find that thing. You can get the upgraded experience and check out the premium hospitality areas like the Shoreline Suites and the 1909 Terrace. Want something with more energy? Maybe you get the tickets to my favorite area, the Bear Trap, where you can find me, C-Katt, and Tina, overlooking the iconic 17th hole. Those tickets come with beer, wine, and soft drinks. Tickets are on sale right now at thecognizantclassic.com. That's thecognizantclassic.com. Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches.
We're going to have Todd Fleming, CEO of that whole dang thing, join the show on Friday.
My dog, pulling up, ready to rock.
He's got something to say.
What does he have to say?
Can't say it now.
Well, you wouldn't be the one saying. If he has something to say, how can you not say it now? You privy
because
to
it's news.
News, okay. He's got news to break with.
He always brings a nugget of information about the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, and he breaks it on our airwaves. It's really awesome of him.
Yeah.
Might be the biggest yet.
Okay, this is going to be on Friday, a Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches news drop with Todd Fleming. Can't wait. If you missed our segment with Evan Cohen earlier, you can find that at ESPN South Florida on YouTube or anywhere you find your podcast, theoretically speaking. Tap in. That was good times. On the other side here, we'll give you guys an update, speaking of Evan, on the Duffy's NFL draft. The Duffy's draft, where you picked one of the 14 teams in the NFL playoffs. We'll tell you who was eliminated and who still standing, and we'll revisit some of those grades we gave on draft day because I hate to say it, but I was right. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit WellingtonInternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Hey, Culligan Man!
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey. Let's kick off the new year with a home upgrade that's a win for you and the environment. A Culligan high-efficiency water softener helps you use less soap, less detergent, and fewer chemicals. Talk about a game-winning play. Try Culligan today for 12 months interest-free. Visit Culligan.com for more information and to schedule your free water test. Or just say,
Hey, Culligan Man!
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
It's Tina. You know how important it is to keep your car running. And when it comes to my car, I only trust St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been taking care of South Florida for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. Need new tires? They've got all the big brands. Battery issues? They've got it. Cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. And if you ever get stuck, their 24/7 roadside emergency service is a total lifesaver. Go see my friends at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. They'll keep you going.
as teams fight for their shot to hoist the trophy, make sure the only thing turning up the heat is the action on the field. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in the postseason, not in your living room. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Stay cool through every playoff moment and don't sweat the small stuff.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Ahoy, mateys. South Florida Fair is back, baby. And it invites guests of all ages to set sail on an adventure with the 2026 theme, Party with the Pirates. I like that theme. I like it. Unleash your inner pirate with a variety of activities. We got entertainment. We got the fair food. That's what everybody loves about the South Florida Fair. We got the attractions inspired by the legends of the high seas, including the Legends of the Frozen Cove ice skating show, the pig races, the Agracadabra. Visit SouthFloridaFair.com for more information on the event schedules, including Bike Night, South Florida Fair parade times, and the classic rock tribute band competition. Tickets are on sale right now, SouthFloridaFair.com, or go to your nearest Publix. The South Florida Fair. Party with the Pirates. Party with the Pirates. C-Katt, we talked earlier in the show about the 87 that you shot this morning, and your guy.
Wait, what did you say?
The 87.
Okay.
That you shot this morning in a round of golf.
My personal best, right?
Personal best.
Okay, I'm just asking you, not me.
Yeah. I remember. And your homie Wei.
Yes, Wei and Kim, a elderly couple from China.
Yes.
That joined me at Village Golf Club in Royal Palm Beach.
Okay. Did you purposely,
paint the picture?
Well, you could have said a elderly Chinese couple, just, efficiency of words there.
I'm just adding
From
context
China,
so everyone can digest the first part. Okay, they're old. Okay, what do they look like?
Where are they from?
Chinese. Okay.
They could have been from China and been, any race, though.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I wonder why we don't see that more often.
What? Like more people that are from China that are a different race?
Or just how genetics work. Like two white people can have a baby and there's like a % chance that baby comes out Chinese or the baby comes out skin tone black. Like just out of genetics and all that.
That would be like some kind of funky genetic mutation, or it would be that the mother was cheating on the father. Probably.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
They
Probably most
never
likely.
lived down those allegations, though. If it was a mutation, that sucks.
no.
No one would ever believe you.
Hell no.
That's awful. That definitely has
sucks.
happened.
Yeah, it has.
But call in if it's happened to you.
But you can get, you can just go to Maury or whatever. You could get the.
But then you get to tattoo. You got to have a card to show everyone, yes,
this is
it's
my
actually
baby.
ours. No one cheated, and he's not adopted.
Yeah. All right. That is an interesting thing. I never thought about it fully and fleshed it out. I brought this up not because I wanted to get into genetics and mutations and all these other things. And I brought this up because you talked about the feeling you got on the 12th hole when Wei came up to you and asked you if you were a scratch golfer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was euphoric, and you had to shut him down. You had to be honest with him. But for a second there, was there ever a second in that interaction where you wanted to be like, you know your boy. You know how I get down.
No.
Okay.
No, because I knew that we had more golf to play.
Oh, that's true. You had more. If this was at the end of the round, would you have what if he asked you did you play in college?
Right. I could have maybe lived that life a little bit, just become you ever hear about those stories where bachelorette parties or bachelor parties will just go out and pretend to be different people?
Yeah, that's what you do.
I think Tina told a story about that actually, where you show a different backstory.
Yeah.
And my backstory would be a scratch golfer, not someone whose goal this year is to break 85.
Yes, you could have done it if it was at the end, but you still have more golf to play, so you wanted to kind of calm the expectations.
Yeah,
around
exactly. If I say I'm a scratch golfer and I bogey the next 10 holes, that's great for me, but it's not a scratch golfer.
Nah. So the reason I brought this up was because when I was returning from LA, we were returning our rental car at LAX. It is pitch black outside. The only thing that is allowing us to see in this remote rental lot, because they are now renovating in LAX, so the rental lot is way far away in this weird place that's hard to find. No, thank you. We found the lot
pitch black. Only thing lighting up so that we can see is the street lights around, as well as like the Hertz and the Enterprise and signs and whatnot. Very precarious dark spot. We pull in with our little SUV that we rented for the weekend in LA, and I park it, and we get out like any normal, team would, packing up our bags, getting ready to walk into the line to hop on the bus to LAX. As we are doing so, I notice behind me in this darkness, there's a couple of fellas who are working for the rental car company that are throwing a football around back and forth. And one of the brothers yelled over at me. It was this dude, a lot of energy, a lot of action, a Mexican dude who can clearly sling the ball. He said, "Yo, check this out." And had the smoothest flick of the wrist, no look throw, probably about 40 yards right on the spot to his homie who caught it. And he was like, I used to play baseball with a couple of professional baseball players and stuff. And I'm like, oh, my boy. Let me see that thing. His buddy threw it back to me. Of course I caught it. First off, you know what I'm saying? There's a crowd out here.
No gloves either.
No gloves. I had to put my bag down mid-throw. I had a bag in my hand. Put the bag down mid-throw, caught it.
Mm-hmm.
No sweat. And then, like the smooth operator I am, southpaw, by the way, lefty, I did the same thing. One flick of the wrist with ease. Slung that puppy right to his boy, landed right in the pocket, walked off. And as I'm walking off, I'm thinking that was it. Bringing my bags to the bus. My wife right there waiting on me. She's pissed off because it's late as hell. It's like 10. She's like, why are you playing around with the work? Let them do their job. Buddy runs up to me. He taps me like, yo. Did you used to play baseball?
Oh, no. All right.
I am so serious. My wife will not. She told me on the bus, on the shuttle ride over to the airport, I said, you're the only one to witness this. You have to validate my story if it comes up. She told me she will not because she couldn't stand the fact that I participated in those activities. But the flick of the wrist was so smooth. The ball was so crisp. The spiral was so pristine that Buddy thought I, too, used to be a baseball player. And there was a fraction of a second, because I know I'm getting on this shuttle. He'll never see me again.
Right.
Where I wanted to steal that valor and be like, early 2000s, man, played with a little bit, had to give it up for the kids, like something like that. I wanted to.
Who would you, if you were to take a pro, who would you say, do I need to toss them out for you?
The issue is I don't feel like I look close enough to any of the guys that I can call out.
Yeah, but think about like guys that exit the league and they look a little bit different than you remember them in their heyday.
But they're older. I don't look old enough. Like I think you Jose Reyes.
I'm thinking Bernie Williams. You play the guitar. I'm thinking maybe a Dustin Fowler if he shaved the beard.
Dustin Fowler, I could maybe. No. He's a baseball fan. I would have had to be like a minor leaguer.
Jimmy Rollins. He's on TV a lot now.
Yes.
So that kind of helps you.
He probably would have wanted a picture though at that point.
No, you're a celebrity. You're a former baseball player. You got places to go. You don't have time to rationalize. See, here's my stats.
Right. Yeah. I was also rocking my shades too, so you couldn't even really see my eyes.
You could be Jimmy Rollins.
I could be Jimmy Rollins with my shades on, right?
Definitely. Yes.
He legit thought I was a professional baseball player. Like he ran up because there's no reason why he would have ran across the lot to come and ask me that at that point. He ran like 20, 30 yards to come and approach me with that. And for a second, I was like, do I go with it? But no, I couldn't. I mean, the guy was so genuine. He was so cool. Plus, I'm a terrible liar. I couldn't do it. So I roll with it. I just was like, nah, man. I played a little football back in the day, but nothing big. I'm just an athlete. I'm a ball of athleticism. Oh
no, the picture went away.
Scroll down some. I could be Jimmy Rollins with my shades on. Hell yeah,
definitely. Right, especially you kind of got the little salt and pepper in the facial hair every once in a while.
I could have been Jimmy Rollins. But then what if he asked me about a moment in my career?
It's like, nah, man, too many to remember. They like CTE, and then he'll like, wait, you played baseball, and then he'll forget, and then you're
somebody bats to the head,
and then he'll assume that he misremembered the story.
Yeah, or I can just make one up. I'll be like, man, you probably thinking of all the big moments. There was this one time in the dugout.
If we're gonna stay just kind of thought chain, Ryan Howard. You're not big enough to be Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard, I couldn't do that.
But guys always lose weight after their playing career.
He's
CC Sabathia.
Skin tone wouldn't work out. CC Sabathia was he
lost
slimmer.
a lot of weight.
He's tall.
Yeah.
I'm not that tall. I'm like 6 foot.
Fair enough.
So yeah. That was my experience.
You know what? Maybe you can cosplay as one of these former professional baseball players when you are in City Place on Saturday.
I will. I will. And if you're a college football fan, maybe you don't watch baseball, so I might get away with it. College football fans, pull up on us. The ESPN Radio College Football Campus Tour is going to roll into City Place, downtown West Palm, ahead of its trip to Miami for the big one. Join us on Saturday night, January 17th from 4 to 8 p.m. for live ESPN radio shows, including me and the homie Colin Russo, who are going to kick it with you. By the way, Colin Russo's out there preaching the gospel of shower beers and boat beers. I don't do either one of those. So that's going to be something we'll have to probably talk about Saturday night as we bring some shows to you downtown West Palm Beach. You can play the Robin Hood football toss. You can play a little Serve Pro rapid response reflex game. Maybe even you walk away with a free Monster Energy drink. No promises. Bring your friends, rep your school, be part of the action. ESPN Radio taking over downtown West Palm City Place this Saturday, 4 to 8 p.m. Be there or be square. In the square. That is C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We will finally give you the Duffy's MVP draft updates on the other side on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Long ago, the seas be whispering tales of the lost loot. A treasure so rare it shows itself but once each turn of the sun. All this searching, and I found it. Publix, this be where X marks the spot?
Discounted tickets, limited time.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Advance tickets can save you more than half, so get them before they vanish on January 15th.
Limited time deal.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Glow wild this holiday season at Lion Country Safari during their first ever nighttime festival, Lanterns and Lights Safari Nights. Come experience a brand new adventure as you stroll through illuminated displays featuring wildlife from across the world and prehistoric legends. Enjoy festive food and drinks, snap radiant photos, or play on glowing swings and seesaws. It's interactive fun for the whole family. See Lion Country Safari like you've never seen it before at Lanterns and Lights Safari Nights. Now glowing select nights November to January. Details at lioncountrySafari.com.
Spring training 2026 is coming fast to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Miami Marlins and St. Louis Cardinals return to Jupiter for 30 games in 30 days from February 21st to March 22nd. Come out to the ballpark this spring and make a memory that lasts a lifetime. Season tickets, groups, and mini plans are on sale right now. Purchase your baseball experience at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. See you soon at America's busiest ballpark.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We are going to update you on the eliminations from the Duffy's draft after I tell you a little bit about Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. If an injury is keeping you from what you love, our expert team is here to get you back into the game. Get in the game. Get back in there, buddy. I don't know if it's back pain, if it's soreness, if it's joint pain. Get back into the game that you love, the hobbies you love, the activities you love with the help of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. That's what our expert team is here to do for you. Trusted by the pros and ready for you because everyone deserves pro-level care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more. All right, so we had the Duffy's draft, $150 on the line to the person who could select the Super Bowl champion. 14 entries, and we have how many eliminations, C-Katt?
There were 6 games, so 6 teams got axed.
All right, so we will just list off the fallen soldiers as we roll along here. Larry and Boynton is good with the Seahawks. Winston is good with the Bills. Who's the first fallen soldier?
I got it in front of me. I can help you.
You have
here.
it? Thank
Yes.
you. I have the note. Okay.
Wendy in Stewart picked the Packers with their 6th pick. Then Rob with the 7th pick picked the Eagles. And the 8th pick, Sergio in Port St. Lucie picked the Steelers. Ryan picked the Broncos. They didn't even play, so he's safe. Yeah. The 10th pick, the Chargers, Chris and Tequesta. I'm sorry, buddy, thank you for the golf clubs, but
I told him twice.
Cooper had the Texans. He survived an advance in Wellington. The 12th pick, Ernie tried to stick it to Theo, said, your former team, the Panthers. I'm picking them, even though they're not the last one remaining. The 10-point dog showed some fight, but they lost. And then with the final pick, Jason in Wellington was left the Jaguars.
Good value.
I think the winner of that game is going to win the AFC. The winner of that game was the Bills, not the Jags. Jason in Wellington, you lost.
There are many that still stand. We'll see how that rolls. Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Not all moves reflect your lifestyle. At Safebound Luxury, we provide white glove service